This was my very first time ever touching a CPU. I'd spent weeks, honestly maybe months, watching videos, tutorials, guides, you name it. But no matter how many YouTubers you watch, nothing really prepares you for when it's your hands holding the parts. Suddenly, all that confidence disappears and you're like, if I break this, that's it. No fancy gear, no crazy budget. Just me, a pile of used parts I'd hunted down one by one, and a very real fear that I was about to destroy something expensive. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This isn't a video about building the most powerful rig out there. This is about the journey, about how I built my very first PC, mistakes, fears, and all. I wanted to get into PC gaming without spending a fortune, so I went the used route. Countless hours scrolling through marketplace listings, messaging random sellers, bargaining like my life depended on it, until I finally had my parts. Here's what I ended up with: an Intel i5640, 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM, a GTX 1050 Ti, a 512GB SATA SSD, an ECS Elite Group H110 motherboard, and a Frontech 800-watt power supply. Nothing flashy, but it was mine. And I was going to try and put it all together myself. And that's where the nerves kicked in. Because the very first step is the scariest, the CPU. Everyone says the same thing. Don't touch the pins, don't bend the pins. And those words just echo in your head while you're holding it. It worked. Then came the RAM. And man, I was sure I was going to snap the stick in half. Nobody tells you how much force you actually need to push RAM down. When it finally clicked, I almost shouted with relief. Next up, thermal paste. Too much? Too little? Every guide has a different answer. I squeezed a tiny blob, set the cooler on top, and just prayed it was enough. And then came the power supply. My very budget-friendly, slightly questionable PSU. I won't lie, I said a little prayer before plugging that thing in. Every guide online warns you about cheap PSUs exploding, and here I was, about to trust this thing with all my parts. Then came the motherboard into the case. Sounds simple, right? Except you've got these tiny standoffs you need to line up perfectly. I definitely dropped a couple of screws inside the case and spent 5 minutes shaking it around like a maraca, trying to get them out. Pretty sure every first-time builder has that moment. But then, the cables. The big ones are fine, you can't really mess those up. After that, the graphics card. Thankfully, that slid in without too much drama. But finally, everything was in place. I checked every cable twice. Took a deep breath. This was the moment of truth. I hit the switch, and it's on. Fans spinning. It was on. I can't even describe it. Pure joy. Like, I built this. Of course, I still had to install Windows. And let me tell you, sitting through updates has never felt so exciting. Because I wasn't just using a PC. I was using my PC, and finally, gaming. My first game wasn't at max settings, it wasn't running at 200 frames per second, but I didn't care. Before I was playing on this laptop, I barely get 15 FPS on games. Looking back, it wasn't about getting the best parts or the smoothest build. It was about the process, about facing those little fears and realizing, hey, I can actually do this. So if you're sitting there thinking about building your first PC, but you're nervous or you feel like you don't have the budget, trust me, you don't need the latest parts. You don't need perfection. You just need to start. It's one of the most rewarding projects I've ever done. So let me know in the comments. What was your first build like? Did you make any funny mistakes? And if you've got questions, drop them below. I'll be happy to help. And hey, if this video helped you or was just fun to watch, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and I'll see you in the next one.